We're going to do a quick walkthrough in this tutorial of the new eForms. Everybody, each division I should say, has received a folder that looks similar to this, that it has forms that are specific to your division. You won't obtain anyone else's information, and you'll have complete access to the information that's collected through the forms with this setup. When you're going in to do the evaluation, the process itself hasn't really changed. It's just the fact that you're using your own forms. To make things as easy as possible, I've provided this document within each folder that contains all the links to go to the forms to begin completing them. So for example, if I'm going to begin completing the observation, I'm going to go ahead and go to this form here, and it's going to take me right to my live form for my division, and I'm going to go ahead and begin filling this out. And I'll go through and I'll complete the forms and submit them just as I normally would. So once you have the forms actually completed and submitted, 1 second. Then the process will be getting the information out of the forms. So for that, we can either go into the forms themselves and we can click on View Responses, or we can go into the Responses folder and we can find the Google spreadsheet that is affiliated with the form that we're trying to get the information out of. So for example, let's say again that I've completed the observation process. So I'm going to double click, and I will see all of the information that has been entered. Each faculty member, each entry gets its own row within the spreadsheet. Go all the way to the right, and there's an add-on that is generating a letter for you. So all the information that's entered gets pulled into a form letter that has been set up to mimic the faculty growth and evaluation documents. So for example, I have 2 links here. It doesn't matter which one I click on, but I'm going to click on the hyperlink portion and then click on the link in the window that populates. And what it's going to provide you with is an editable document that pulls that information that you entered. So the faculty member name, course, all this here was pulled in for this specific faculty member. You have the definitions for the ratings, you have the sample behaviors and the table here, and then underneath the table of sample behaviors you'll see that it says the following planning and preparation attributes were observed in your course. And so any of the boxes that you checked would populate in this area here. And then you have the rating, which is pulled, and then anything that you enter for summaries for greatest strengths and greatest weaknesses will be pulled as well. And then it goes on to the next definition, the next category, and it's the same setup. So you have the definitions, you have the sample behaviors, and then you'll have any of the boxes that were checked within the observation process will populate into the fields here. And then if you're completing this as part of an evaluation, at the bottom you will have a page of operational responsibilities. It again pulls the specific information for the evaluation that you're doing, and then it will provide you with the responsibility and what you selected for the rating. Then you have anything entered for the scholarship information, personal, professional, degrees, other. And so again, it is an editable document. So let's say, for example, you see a mistake like the scholarship and accomplishments probably should be centered to make it look a little bit better. You can center it, or you can leave it to the left. So that's the observation summary document. Let's look at the PGP. So same thing, you want to go into the PGP responses, which is number 2. They're numbered 1, 2, 3. 3 being the acknowledgement form. So I'm going to find that particular faculty member. So we're looking at Shlomo, which is row number 3. So I'm going to scroll all the way over to the right, and you can see that these documents have been generated. So I'm going to click. So again, you see it's a form letter, it is editable. So what I've selected for the goal, the evidence that I've entered, the time frame, the resources that I've selected, all are going to appear here, or resources that I entered are all going to appear here. What you're not going to see are the strategies. The reason you're not going to see the strategies is because of the setup of the form. The strategies aren't tied to a particular goal number. So all of the goals and strategies will populate down at the bottom of the form. So you see here that I have selected paste instruction for establishing a beginning, middle, and end of the seminar, and then these strategies have been selected. So what I need to do is I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to cut, and I'm going wherever that goal populates for goal number 1, 2, 3, whatever. I have the strategies area. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. So now the strategies will be listed with the goal. So I will go ahead and do that for all of my forms. So this is leverage your own professional expertise. That is goal number 2. So I'm going to paste that in. Okay, I don't see any additional ones selected here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this because it's just extra stuff on the form that we don't need because these are goals that were not selected. Okay, and then I have my PGP ready to go. If, for example, I have here I did not use goal number 3, I did have an additional goal. So what I can do is I can just go ahead and highlight and delete that so that it's not appearing as though I should have a goal number 3. That may confuse the faculty member. If I want to, I can remove if applicable because obviously I am using it, so it is applicable. And so now let's just get rid of that extra page, so we're down to 2 pages. So now my my document is good to go, and I can print it off and provide it to the faculty member.